So now in this tutorial, we'll talk about a descriptor for the applications, or what is called the manifest.json file. So first of all, we have to understand that what is manifest.json file and why it's required. So think of this as a special file that stores all the important informations or instructions for your application, like is a recipe book for your app. And second part is that application specific settings. So those are the unique rules and details that your app need to work properly. And second is the separate from code. So instead of mixing those settings with the actual code of your app, so we will keep them in a manifest.json file. So that is the reason if you want to change anything, you can just change in the manifest.json file. You don't need to change everywhere in your code. And that is the reason it is your application will be more flexible in this way, because you can change everything simply in that only on that file. And another thing is the SAPUI5 applications, like many apps, like those in SAPUI5 use this approach. So they have a manifest.json file that helps them work well in the special platforms called SAPUI5 landscape. So in simple terms, the manifest.json file is like a recipe book for your app, and it keeps all the special rules and details separate from the code, so making your app more flexible and adaptable, especially in platforms like SAPUI5. So in the beginning of the tutorial, in the first part of tutorial, we just copy from that another locations. I also mentioned the locations. So now what I will do, I will just simply copy the manifest.json file from the from the official website, and I will just go through and explain. So I can just remove here, and if I paste this, so now actually that is the overall version, and that is the SAP app part. You can see that this part is only this curly bracket, so it is int here, and that is the UI part, SAP UI part, and that is the SAP UI5 part, and that is the int in the int. So that SAP app, that is the ID. So ID is also the namespace. So first of all, it will go to there, and after that it will go to the app. So if you want to anything, it will, you can just, for example, the I18, it is starting from that I18N. So what it will do, basically first it will go to this web app. After that it will start looking from this folder, which is the I18N, and then it will start looking properties. So that is the type, that is applications, and that is the title. So earlier we fixed the title, but now what we will do, we will make the title in the I18 properties. So now, so like here, that is the app title and app description. So if I go to the properties, so that is the button informations. So like what we can do, we can separate, like here, that is the app descriptor. So here we can put the title, So that is also used for the language change from one language to another. So I am just putting this and another, the app description. So we also mention here that is a simple app, and only these things, and this is I can hello panel. So now actually it is coming from these locations, and if we change here it will automatically change here. So now this part is SAP UI, the technology is the UI5, which technology we are going to use, and the device type is like it will run in the desktop, tablet and phone. But in future, like for your organizations, they don't want to run in the desktop, only for the phone and tablet, then you can just make it false. That's it. And that is root view. So this root view, as I told, that is the namespace, and after that it will go to the view folder and it will collect the app. So that is the reason it is just a location where is the main view. So after that you can go to another page or something like that, but first it will go, or it will load the app XML. And what is the type of that view? We know that there are different type of view like JS and XML, but this view is just a XML type. And what is the ID of this XML? That is the app. So what is the dependency of that? Like that is the dependency. So if you run, if there are any dependency, and if you run npm.install, that it will automatically install the required dependency. So that's the reason it is important. And another thing is the models. So what type of models, and actually that is the resource what we discussed in the previous model, and where is the bundle and those type of informations, everything is here. So that is the proper manifest.json. So most important thing is that this position, it should be formal way, or it should be proper way. For example, if you start this from here, then it might not work. So you have to, that is the reason I just copy and paste, but you have to maintain those type of things, otherwise you will get error and your program say that it cannot run the manifest.json file. So there's all. So now if I go to the index.json file, index.html, so now you can see that here here we used earlier that so data SAPUI on int, so that is work through index. So now what we will do, we'll just change to the it will be just UI, so UI then core, then it is just a component support, and everything will be look like this. And so again, in the body, inside that body we will make a div inside the div, so it should be data UI data SAP UI component data name. So it should be like this, and now we'll put that data ID, it is container, and data settings, it is that ID, and it's like we can just put here. So data settings, it should be like this, and inside that curly bracket it's ID, then vector. So now that it is configured and established with manifest.json, and what we have to do in that component.js, you can see that like earlier we mentioned the root view here, but we already configured that root view in the manifest.json, so it's not required. We can keep the interface, and here we'll just put the manifest, and its type is JSON. Hope is all done. So now if we refresh, actually everything is fine. I mean that currently it is everything is coming from that recent manifest.json. So now that's it. So I think it's understandable, and without the manifest file your application will not start and you cannot build your applications. So that's the things, and it is connecting with that I18 properties. For example, if you change here anything, like say hi and just save and refresh, it will coming from your data. So that's all about the descriptor or the manifest. The main thing is that it is the separate file or the configuration file where you can keep everything, and if you want to change anything you can change here, so that you don't need to change inside that code. So that's all. So in the next video I will talk about the pages and panels. So let's continue. Thank you.